duty at that time was to go and effect an arrest
nokumvikela umseshi
and to protect the investigating officer.
Okay. Do you have a written permission authority for that day?
Unayo yini imvume ebhaliwe yalolo suku?
That was authorized by your supervisor,
Eyayigunyazwe supervisor
that you are tasked to go and perform these duties in Tembisa
ukuthi ke wawufanele ukuthi uyokwenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
under this case.
bengingayidingi lo
I did not require that authorization letter.
Do you have it? Yes or no? Did you have it? Yes or no? Did you have a written authority, written permission, written instruction by the head of your department or your supervisor to say you are instructed to go and perform these duties?
Unayo yini yebo noma cha incwadi ebhalwe usuperintendent wakho ekugunyazayo ukuthi ufanele uhambe uyokwenza lo msebenzi eThembisa?
Cha.
No.
And there is no supervisor who had given such authority that you must go and render the services in Tembisa.
Futhi akekho supervisor wikunika lelo gunya lokuthi ufanele uyosebenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
Khona.
Is there?
Yes. Who is that supervisor?
Ubani ke lo supervisor?
Vishan Singh.
It is Vishan Singh.
Okay. How did he give you
Wakunika kanjani ke lo mlayalelo?
the instruction to go and render the services?
Ngocingo.
Umyalelo ukuthi uhambe uyokwenza lo msebenzi?
Okay. No problem. Vishan is still going to come and testify in this court regarding that authority, whether you had authority to conduct the duties that you conducted on the 30th of May.
Vishan usazosayina inkonzo azochaza ukuthi awuvunyelwe yini ukuthi uwenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
Okay. Let's move on.
Asiqhubeke.
Sergeant Mukhale had the warrant of arrest in his hand. Am I correct?
Usergeant Mukhale wayephethe warrant of arrest ngesandla akunjalo?
Sergeant Mukhola.
It is Sergeant Mukhola.
Yeah.
And you executed the duties as per that warrant of arrest.
So manje wena wenza umsebenzi wakho uhambisana naleyo warrant of arrest.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
And is it correct that when you executed those duties, you found accused number 1 outside the premises?
Manje umwenza ke lo msebenzi wakho wathola umsolo wokuqala engaphandle kwegceke.
Wephakathi egcekeni ngaphandle kwendlu.
He was inside the yard, out of the house.
Okay. And how did you find out that out of the 2 that you found,
The types of clothes that he had been wearing.
okay, so in other words, you were convinced that the person who was in front of you, it fitted the same description that we have been giving
So
when you
uthi
approached him.
unesiqiniseko sokuthi lo muntu lo phambi kwenu wayechazwe ngale ndlela ayichazwe ngayo ukuthi uyena lona embhekile.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
And when you apprehended him, you had no doubts about his identification.
Kusho ukuthi uma senizombopha naningena kungabaza ukuthi ubani.
Kwakukhona.
There was
What?
a doubt.
What?
Yini indaba?
What doubt?
Ingakho simbuzile igama lakhe.
That is the reason why we asked him his name.
Okay, what else did you ask?
Yini kokunye nambuza kona?
Ukuthi uphethe umazisi kuyena.
We asked him if he has his ID on him.
Oh, okay. And the other one?
Manje lo munye,
Basange simbuze lutho.
we didn't ask him anything.
Oh, okay. Why?
Indaba.
Bese sidlulisekile ngalo simtholile.
We were already certified that we had found the one that we were looking for.
Okay. Is it correct that after accused number 1 had responded and had given you his names, you were supposed to apprehend him and take him to the cells?
Manje umsolo qala umesenimtholike la nambopha wanika nanegama lakhe benifanele nimthathe nimise emaseleni akunjalo?
According to the warrant of arrest that you were executed.
Kukhambisana ke ne-warrant of arrest.
Bengilandela umseshi mina.
I was following the instructions of the investigating officer.
Oh, okay. But in terms of the warrant that you were executing, you had apprehended the person, you were then supposed to take him and go with him.
Kodwa kukhambisana ne-warrant lena iphethe kwakufanele ukuthi nithi nje uma selimbophile nimthathe nimise emaseleni.
Ngiyavuma.
I agree.
Okay. Do you know anything called search warrant?
Yes, in the episode search warrant.
Ngiyazi kahle.
I know it very well.
Did you have a search warrant?
Nani na in search warrant?
Cha,
No, we did not.
Okay. How come did you search the accused house without a search warrant?
When I search lani indlu kaMsolo aningenayo search warrant.
sasingayeli kuyosearch.
We were not there to go and search.
Okay, what were you going to do?
Kanti nani wenza?
Ufuna umazisi?
We're looking for an ID.
Yes.
Yebo.
Azange ngumthola umazisi la bekangikhomba khona.
We did not find the ID where he had initially directed me to.
Did you have handcuffs after we have apprehended accused number 1?
Nani sena, can you please repeat that one?
Did you have handcuffs at the time when you apprehended accused number 1?
Nani baphethe inozankosi ngesikhathini ibopha uMsolo kuqala.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
Okay. Did you handcuff him as you had asked him to lie down or to sit where you were apprehending him?
Namfaka inozankosi ngesikhathini imlalise phansi.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
Yes. Then what caused you not to tell him to get the ID book and bring it to you? Because you did not have the search warrant.
Bona ningekho ningenayo search warrant yini ngamtshelanga ukuthi ahamba yolanda ipasi lakhe abuye nayo.
Angeke uze umuntu oboshiwe umkhulule uthamba olanda umazisi wakhe.
You cannot release an arrested person to freely go and fetch their ID.
Okay, it's fine. Let's move on for the sake of progress. But do you confirm that those ammunition that you recovered from the accused number 1's house, you recovered them when you did not have a search warrant, when you did not have the permission to search the house?
Uyavuma yini ukuthi lezinhlamvu enazithola lapha?
There are various instances where provision is made for a warrantless search, and it is incorrect to put the proposition that my learned friend is doing to the witness.
Yes, Mr. Shulman.
My Lord, I think this one is not complicated because it's direct to the witness to say, do you agree with me that when you recovered what you recovered, you did not have a search warrant to conduct?
Of what you can do when you are suspecting that an offense has been committed or is about to be committed.
Yes.
But the witness can answer this one, my Lord.
Well, Mr. Manoy is making a point of law. Is that so, sir? Maybe
Yes,
I'm wrong.
indeed, my lord. Unless those issues are first fleshed out, where the law makes provision for a warrantless search, one cannot start by asking this question.
Okay, let's proceed.
My Lord, I cannot refer this witness to the provisions of the law. I rather leave it for argument, my Lord. Thank you. Let's move on, sir. I need clarity on this one. At what time did you apprehend the accused for the first time when you executed the warrant of arrest?
Ngidinga incazelo ke kulokho. Nambopha ngasikhatsini uMsolwa uma senizombopha nge-warrant of arrest.
Angisasikhumbula isikhathi.
I'm unable to remember the time.
Was it in the morning, during the day, in the afternoon? We know the date, it was on the 30th day of May.
Kwayesekuseni kuyisemini laliselitsha iliya umtsha wendoda waseyazi date ukuthi kwewunini.
Kwakusemini.
It was during the day.
Okay. It was during the day, and when was the accused detained into the police custody?
Manje uMsolwa kwagcina efakwe nini ke emaselini?
If you still remember,
Uyakhumbula?
Ngicela uphinde umbuzo.
Can you please repeat the question?
when was the accused detained?
uMsolwa kwagcina efakwe nini emaselini?
Ntathakusa.
In the morning.
Oh, okay. So from the time when he was arrested up to the early hours of the morning, you were present?
Kusho ukuthi ukusuka ngalesikhathi eboshwa uMsolwa uze kuyofika le ntathakusa wawukhona wena.
Yebo.
That is correct.
Okay. And when this notice of right was explained, you see the date is written 31 May 140. You see the date there?
Uyabona idate lapho?
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
Were these rights explained on the same day or on the following day?
Manje ke amalungelo kwatshelwa wona ngalo lelo langa noma ngelanga elilandelayo.
Or they were explained when he was detained?
noma watshelwa lamalungelo ngesikhathi ke sezofaka emaseleni.
lawa bhaliwe watshelwa wona ngalesikhathi.
The written form was filled at that time when he was being
Did you
given
hear the question?
the Uzilmbos. Can you please repeat?
When were these rights explained? Were they explained when he was detained? Or at what stage were these rights explained?
Manje amalungelo wona watshelwa nini? Watshelwa ngesikhathi eseboshwa ufaka phakathi noma nini?
Lawa wawatshelwa eyofakwa emakhamandeleni lawa.
These ones where he was told when he was going to be put into the cells.
So it means you arrested the accused during the day, and for the whole afternoon and the night up to 1:40, that is, he was only detained. Am I correct?
Manje kusho ukuthi ke wena uthi umsolwa waboshwa emini waseke hlala sonke lesisikhathi azayotshela amalungelo akhe eseyofakwa emaseleni ebusuku.
Kuyiphutha lokho.
That is not correct.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you, because I need to understand this document. That's why I related.
Ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle ukuthi kubhalweni le document.
At what stage was this document completed? Was it when?
Le document iyagcwaliswa nini?
Because I want to understand this date
Ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle ukuthi le date yani.
and the time when you detained accused number 1.
Futhi ngesikhathi sokuthi umsolwa ke wavalelwa nini?
If you can't recall, it's okay.
No,
Kwazi ukukhumbula kulungile.
ngicela kungakhishwa enkantolo. Uqwembe lolu lwagcwalisa ngalesikhathi esishicilelwe la.
This form was filled at the time which was written here.
Yeah, what was happening at that time? Were you detaining him, or he was
Being
up until early hours of the 31st? That is only when the accused was detained for the first time.
kusho ukuthi kuswa emini wa umhla 30 wahlala kwazi kwaba esentatha kusa mhla 31 kwayimayivalele.
Qiniso lelo.
That is correct.
What was happening all this time?
Bekwenzeka nini ngaso sonke lesikhathi?
Abaphenyi bephenye.
The investigating officer was still investigating.
Okay, no, it's fine. Thank you. Let's move on to the day when you escorted accused number 2 on the 24th of June to the magistrate at Boksburg. You remember that incident?
Can you please repeat?
I don't know whether you escorted.
I remember that.
Okay. You testified about the remarks that were made by the magistrate when he first saw you on the passage.
Upawulile ngaloko kwasho manje ngiqala ukunibona
About the fact of being many and heavily armed. You remember those remarks?
ngokuthi nani baningi futhi nihlomile.
I'm not sure how you related to it, but you said the magistrate said, why so many? Are you intimidating the accused or herself? I want to get clarity on that. What exactly the magistrate said? Did the magistrate
Ngifuna ukuzwa kahle ukuthi manje wathi ngoba ngathi
As a court, please, I don't think that question is correct. The witness has spoken, he never mentioned the magistrate, he spoke of a
white lady.
A lady.
Whom she didn't know.
And secondly, he did not speak of a corridor. He mentioned an area, an entrance that is used by the police and as well as the prisoners.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, my lord. Where you were standing when you say you saw a white lady, was it next to the office of the magistrate? Where exactly was that passage? I need to understand now, because the accused that you were escorting was taken and escorted up to the office of the magistrate. So where were you standing where you saw that white lady?
Nanimephike ngalesi sikhathi nibona lo mlungu lo ngoba nathi ulo umsolwa waphelezelwayo wayiswa ehhovisi lika magistrate. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi nanimephike ngesikhathi nibona lo mlungu.
Uma ungena enkantolo ngegate
if you enter the premises of the court using the gate,
la kuhliswa khona kamabanjwa.
that is an area where the suspects are taken out of the cars.
Okay. Jonathan testified that he escorted the accused also up to the office of the magistrate where he was waiting outside.
Jonathan ufazi wathi baphelezela umsolo ukuyoze uyofika ehhovisi lika magistrate.
Were you with him or you remained behind?
Unaye noma wasala wena?
Ngasala mina.
I remained behind.
Where?
La.
Sakwele emotweni sayopaka eprecinct.
We went back to the cars and went to park at the precinct.
Yes, but the evidence of Jonathan is that he stood outside the office of the magistrate.
Manje ke ufazi weJonathan buthi bona bama lapha phandle kweoffice lika magistrate.
And according to Jonathan's evidence, he said there are police officers, there are other members of the metro who did not want to give their appointment certificate, and those members were Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo, Constable Monareng.
Uthi ke ukhona amaphoyisa angazange anike umagistrate incwadi zabo zokuqashwa koku Constable Buthelezi, Mapumulo noMnare.
Ngangingekho phakathi ehhovisi okanye ngaphandle kwehhovisi lakamanje.
I was not inside or just outside the office of the magistrate.
Did you give your appointment certificate when you were asked to do so?
Why keep any appointment letter yakho mosicela ukuthi uyikhiphe?
Akekho umuntu okwangicela.
Nobody asked me for my appointment letter.
So it means Jonathan was mistaken when he mentioned that there was Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo, and Constable Monareng.
Usho ukuthi ke wayenze iphutha ke yini uJonathan methi labo kwaku Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo no Constable Monareng.
Iphutha impela.
That is a mistake.
And also Jonathan further testified that those officers left and waited into their cars. And according to your evidence, you said you left the premises and waited outside the premises at the Metropolis offices. Am I correct?
Jonathan wathi yena lamanye amaphoyisa ahamba yo linda la ngaphandle wena uthe navele nasuka naphindela le nahamba nayopaka eprecinct.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
Okay, so you see the difference.
Yeah,
Jonathan says those police officers, including Constable Buthelezi, which I believe it's yourself, left and waited in their cars.
Chake lamanye amaphoyisa kufana Constable Buthelezi baphu okusho ukuthi wena baphuma bahamba behlala emotweni zabo.
But you are saying you did not wait in the cars, you went outside.
Kodwa ke wena uthi angizayi ngihlala emotweni senu naphumela ngaphandle.
Ngichaza ukuthi asingenanga ehhovisi lakamanje, asipakanga imoto asisishiyanga kule ndawo kamanje, saphuma ngemoto sayopaka eprecinct.
I'm trying to explain that we didn't go into to the magistrate's office. We did not park at the parking there. We took the cars and went out to the precinct.
Yes, I know that, but that's not what I'm asking from you. It's the difference. Two statements that Jonathan testified that those police officers, including yourself, went into their cars. That's what Jonathan testified in this court.
Kwana umbuzo ngiyakuzwisisa lo kodwa umbuzo ula ekutheni uyawubona yini nomehluko ukuthi Jonathan uthi nahamba nahlala emotweni wena uthi naphuma nahamba na eprecinct.
Yes, which is which?
Yikuphi kokuyikona?
Which one really occurred according to your evidence?
Ngendlela wena ufuna ukuchaza ngayo yikuphi okwenzeka?
Okwenzeka ukuthi angisizange thina sangena phakathi ehofisini lakamanje.
What happened is that we did not go into the magistrate's office.
Bathe nase sibona ukuthi seba safe saphuma ngemoto sayi precinct.
When we noticed that they were now safe, we then went out with our cars to go and park at the precinct.
No, I'm not asking about the office of the magistrate.
I'm going in the office of the magistrate.
I'm asking about the issue of those police officers, including yourself, waiting in their cars.
Engikubuzayo uyilokhu ukuthi ke amaphoyisa ahamba ayolinda emotweni zabo.
Salinde emotweni.
Yes, we did wait in the cars.
Oh, okay. You did not now go to the metropolises outside the court premises.
Manje kanjani niphume lapha emahofisini amanje naya ngaphandle.
Ngicela ukuchasela inkosi enkantolo ukuthi ngithi saphuma la endaweni zakamanje sayopaka endaweni emetropolis eseduzane nendawo kamanje.
What I'm trying to explain is that we went out of the magistrate's building and the yard, and then we went to park at the metropolis precinct, which is very near.
Okay, no, it's fine. I will note that. Let's move on for the sake of progress, Constable. When you saw that lady who made remarks, you were heavily armed. Am I correct?
Umbona ke lo sisi owaphawula lapho lo muntu osifazana owaphawula nanhlome kakhulu anjalo.
Ikunjalo.
That is correct.
And the accused was amongst yourself. Am I correct?
Msolo we nani anjalo.
Cha, akunjalo.
No, that is not correct.
Where was the accused at that time?
Where laphi komsolo?
Nalaba bebaphambili.
He was with those that were in front.
Who were those?
Go Oban.
Angisakhumbula utho oba.
I'm unable to recall who it was.
Okay. How did you find out that the accused was done with what he was doing inside?
No, zikanje nathola kanjani ulwazi lokuthi ke umsolo eseqedile ngalokho ayengene ukuyokwenza le ngaphakathi.
Jonathan bekakhuluma nathi.
Jonathan was communicating with us.
Okay, it's fine. Then let's move on to the incident wherein you went to escort accused number 1 to Albertine, SAPS. You remember that incident?
Asikhulume ukuthi na Perez Ranja umsolo uqanisa Albertine. Sakhumbula?
Yakhumbula?
I do remember.
Okay. It is your evidence that you remained outside the premises of Albertine, SAPS. You did not enter inside the CSC.
Nahlala ngaphandle kwegcela esiphoyiseni sase-Albertine zange ngene ngaphakathi kunjalo.
Kuyiqiniso?
That is correct.
Is it also evidence that when you were waiting outside there, you were heavily armed?
Iqiniso yini ukuthi manje sekhona lapho nanhlome kakhulu?
Or maybe just to say you were armed the way you were armed?
Asithi ke nanhlome ngalendlela nanhlome ngayo.
Iqiniso?
Okay.
That is correct.
And when you escorted accused number 1 to that place where they went to, you were also armed?
Uthi ke noma niphezela umsolo uqala umeyala eyakhona nanhlomile.
Ngicela inkosi silungisele yoku-escorta.
Okay.
Can we please correct this issue of escorting?
Yes, you can correct it.
Besingayisi part yabantu beba-escorta.
We are not part of the group that was escorting.
Okay.
Besilapha buduzane uma kuzoyenzana ukuthi siyadingeka.
We were always remaining close by just in case we would be needed.
Oh, okay. But you were together with the convoy?
Kodwa nanihamba nayo ke le convoy.
Cha, kuyiphutha lokho.
No, that is not correct.
Okay. When they were at the scene wherein they were working, wherein Colonel Hadebe was working with the photographer and accused number 1, you were also not there?
Lapho khona uKolonel Hadebe senza nomsolo naningekho khona lapho?
Sasingekho.
No, we're not there.
Okay, it's fine. Maybe could just bear with me, my lord. Just a second. Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions to the witness.
Thank you. Any re-exam?
Just two aspects, my lord. In cross-examination by counsel for accused number 5, regarding as to what happened when you saw the lady who made the remark, can you just clarify where exactly did you see the lady?
Manje khona umbuzo kubuza ummeli kamsolo last time ukuthi nani lapho ngesikhathi ke nizobona lo muntu wesifazane wayelaphi ke lo muntu wesifazane nani lapho?
Ongena egayitini ngizoyibiza driveway ngaphandle kwebhilidi.
When you enter into the premises using the driveway,
Yes.
Ngaphandle kwebhilidi.
that is outside the building.
And in cross-examination by counsel for accused number 1 and 2, you said she did not appear like a magistrate.
Uthe wena umbuzo umsolo ummeli kamsolo kuqala nowesibili uthe wena akazange abonakale njengemanje.
Akufikanga na yebo. Yebo.
That is correct.
And just to clarify that aspect, did you go up to the passage where the magistrate office is situated, or did you remain there at the entrance? The entrance reserved for police and prisoners.
Manje asiqiniseke lapho ukuthi wena waya noma uzange uye yini la ephashiseni la kungena khona la kunomnyango wehhovisi la kunehhovisi le manje noma waphelela la eminyango la kungena khona amaphoyisa neboshwa?
Ngaphelele eminyango.
I went only as far as the door.
Now, counsel for accused number 1 and 2 made allegations of assault against you. Has there been any criminal charges that have been laid against you?
Manje ummeli kamsolo kuqala nosibili uthe abasola bebekhala ngokuthi bayashaywa. Manje khona yena amacala enatho sona okushaya?
Cha alikho engilaziyo.
No, I have no knowledge of such a case.
Were there any complaints lodged against your employer, the Ekurhuleni Metro?
Kukhona yini icala mhlambe kukhona ndo kwabekwa kumqashi wakho Metro Police?
Cha.
No.
Thank you, my lord. Those are the only aspects.
Thanks. Maybe strictly speaking, this has got nothing to do with this case. But just for background, have you ever heard of accused persons being transported just with the normal vans of the state, police vans, being taken to court in the morning or being taken from court in the afternoon? Do you understand?
My lord, I think I missed something.
Has he ever heard of an exigency where when the accused are either taken in the morning to court, transported in a van or the big trucks, or taken away from court towards their police cells or jails?
Wake wezwa yini ukuthi khona isikhathi lapho abasolwa bethathwa khona ngamaveni amakhulu lawa amaphoyisa eyiswa enkantolo zemanje noma ukususwa enkantolo zemanje kusetshenziswa zona lezi moto bephindiselwa ejele.
Yebo.
Yes.
They are being hijacked by supposedly either their comrades or colleagues or whoever, and the police being shot with AK-47s. Have you ever heard of that?
Okwezwa yena ukuthi khona lapha okwenzeka khona ukuthi ngibham izulo AK-47
and those prisoners being released or the accused being released
futhi ke
by these AK-47 wielding good Samaritans.
kusho ukuthi ke neziboshwa ke zikhulu yibo labantu abaphethe ikhane njengo AK-47.
Yebo ngingazo.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Now, tell me, when it is put to you that you were heavily armed, what's your view? When they say you're heavily armed, if there's a possibility after what I've sketched to you,
emva ukuthi ngichazele ibekele lesisithombe
by AK-47 wielding persons, and you come with a .38.
manje ke uthini ke wena uPaula uthini ke emva ukuthi ngibele lesisithombe sokuthi khona abathwala ama AK-47 bayozama ukukhulula noma bakwazi ke nokuthi bakhulule iziboshwa. Uthini ke wena ukuthi nihamba nihlome ngalendlela enihlome ngani phethe mhlambe i.38.
Yeah, isona isizathu esenza ukuthi sibukeke ngendlela esibukeka ngayo nanoma siphethelezwe ibhamu.
That is the reason why we appear as we appear to people. We're armed in that fashion.
Well, the court can take judicial notice of what the court has put to this witness, because this exigency has even happened in court, inside court. Judges were locked into their cupboards when, it's about 8 months back, six or 8 months back, when AK-wielding persons released persons in the Johannesburg court. Not that it affects this case, it applies to this case. I'm saying that exigency happens. It's a reality. Any questions arising from that? Mr. Gomezul? Well, let's start with your colleague here, Mr. Baloi. You heard of that exigence?
No questions from me.
And the Johannesburg court?
Yes, we've heard of such instances.
People were killed actually on the passage there. These guards who check on firearms and what have you, 2 of them, ladies, were blown off.
Yes.
You heard of it?
Yes, we heard of it.
And of course, when these prisoners were taken into the Jubet Street, OK Bazaar, John Stutterfords, getting into the parking lot, they were released. The whole truck full of accused persons from various courts, JP, Cleveland, wherever. They were released. You heard about that?
Yes, that's why we adjourn at 3:30 in this matter to avoid such situations.
Yes, Mr. Ngomezulu, do you know anything about what this court is saying?
My Lord, I've never heard.
You have never?
It's only one incident.
Where do you practice?
But it's only one incident that I remember in Joburg, where the prosecutors were forced to go on top of the roof.
One incident?
By the families of the accused. That's the only one that I know.
Mr. Mnisi, you are a prosecutor. You have never been told to lie inside your cupboard.
I know of the incident, but about the .38 special can be no match to AK-47.
Yeah, I think so too. Mr. Ngomalo?
Thank you, my Lord. I've heard about such incidents.
Mr. Mcholo?
My Lord, no, at least no one was forced to make a statement under those circumstances.
No, Mr. Mcholo, you're an officer of this court. You've got to answer with integrity and honor. It's not a joke.
Oh my Lord, I haven't had any incident.
And it has nothing to do with making a statement.
Thank you, my Lord.
Yeah, okay. So these uniforms, when they say you are heavily armed, is that your normal uniform?
Manje lezi uniform lesenigqoka enizigqokayo
No comment.
manje uma nigqoke niphethe izikhali ezinjengalezo injwayelo yokugqoka leyo uma nisemsenzini.
Yebo.
That is correct, my lord.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. You're excused.
So ungahamba ke.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
As you could please, my lord, may we adjourn until tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we've agreed with my colleagues that we'll continue tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, tomorrow 10 o'clock.